What is going on, WWE fans? It is WWE at Home 219 with my Raw review from January 21st, 2013. I was hoping this Raw would be a little better than last week on the 20th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. So to kick off Monday Night Raw, we'd see Vicky and Paul Heyman come out. They basically bring up The Rock and how he was making fun of them on the Rock concert last week. And then Vicky would say that The Rock can't enter the building or else he'll be arrested by the police. Then Michael Cole would, after they would leave the ring, would inform us that there would be the Beat the Clock challenge, and the winner of this challenge would get to pick where he would be in the Royal Rumble match. You could be number 1, you could be the famous number 27 that's produced the most winners in the Royal Rumble, or you could be number 30, just to make your odds even better. So I'll give that opening segment about a C+. The first matchup we'd see in the Beat the Clock challenge would be Randy Orton versus the United States champion Antonio Cesaro. It's very quick pace. Of course, when you're in these Beat the Clock challenges, you're going to want to try to get an early pin as quick as possible. I'm a fan of both these guys. I don't know if I've probably said this in the past videos. I like what Cesaro's been up to lately. They had good chemistry in the ring. You can tell that these two work well together. Cesaro was caught sleeping as he was looking up at the time, seeing what time it was, and Randy Orton hit him with an RKO. And it was a pretty good match. The match ended with 11 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. I'll give it a B-. The next we would see the Shield kind of compile a whole different promo, putting all their promos together, and I love the Shield and I love their promo skills, so I'll give that an A. Next matchup we'd see is the former World Heavyweight Champion, The Big Show, take on Zack Ryder with Brad Maddox on commentary, and it was a very short matchup as Big Show delivered the knockout punch to Zack Ryder. A message was sent to Del Rio right there in a matchup that lasted a minute. I'll give it an F. I don't like seeing these quick matches. Then we would see Ryback take on Heath Slater. Shell Shock would win it for Ryback in another short matchup. I'll give it a D. And once again, Raw is very dull to start off tonight. Then we'd see CM Punk come out. He would basically cut a promo here, address the WWE Universe. We'd talk about how much the title means to him and how much prestige he's brought to the title. CM Punk always brings great mic work, but it seems like he repeats himself in these promos and brings up the same points that he's brought up in past promos. But nonetheless, can't take away from the mic skills of CM Punk. I'll give it a B+. The next we would see in the Beat the Clock challenge would be Mr. Money in the Bank Dolph Ziggler with AJ and Big E at ringside versus The Miz. Lots of roll-up attempts were going on early. It was a high-paced matchup. Not really digging this Miz face turn. He really couldn't get over with the crowd, and he's not really getting over with me. I like him better as a heel. The figure 4 would be applied to Dolph Ziggler, but AJ would distract the ref. Big E would bring Dolph to the ropes, so Dolph was able to escape the figure 4 given to The Miz by Ric Flair. And Dolph Ziggler would win off a zigzag as he beats Randy Orton's time with 10 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock in a matchup that was pretty solid. The Miz and Ziggler always have solid matchups. I'll give it a B. The next we would see Daniel Bryan and Kane would graduate from anger management school. These segments are hilarious. Dr. Shelby was there, of course. They put on their robes and caps and everything. It was pretty funny. I'll give it an A just because these segments are very hilarious to watch. Then we'd see Divas champion Kaitlyn take on Alicia Fox in some Divas action. Both these ladies are face divas, so this makes no sense to me. Of course, we know that the WWE is really getting slim on the divas in the back, so I guess throw two divas together that are faces. Alicia Fox would end up losing via the spear from Kaitlyn in a matchup that was alright. It's Divas action. I'll give it a D. Then we would see a Paul bomb as Paul Heyman would come out there basically telling the WWE Universe how CM Punk was going to retain at the Royal Rumble. He would say Paul Heyman's running out of options to contend for his CM Punk's title, so he brought The Rock back for that reason. Then we would see The Rock get into the building somehow, and somehow a ticket gets him a backstage pass, and he's allowed to get an entrance and everything. So maybe next time I get a ticket, I'll be able to enter and get music and everything and come into the ring with Paul Heyman. Who knows? But like always, The Rock would basically bash CM Punk with some great mic skills. But then the lights would go out and we'd see the Shield attack. Like I've stated before, the Shield I am a fan of, but it's kind of obvious right now that CM Punk is the leader of the Shield. But later on, Vince McMahon would tell Paul Heyman and CM Punk that if the Shield would interfere with their WWE Championship matchup at the Royal Rumble, then CM Punk would be stripped of his WWE title. So this segment with The Rock talking to CM Punk, who's up in the press box, and the Shield attacking Rock, I'll give a B-. It was alright. Could have been better. Then in the final Beat the Clock match-up of the night, we would see Sheamus versus the Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett. The crowd was dead throughout this whole entire matchup. I wasn't really into the matchup that much. Pretty dull. It was slow-paced. Then we'd see, once this match started to kick in towards the end, AJ, Big E, and Ziggler would all come out for a distraction. Sheamus would eventually get the bro kick on Wade Barrett, but it would not be in time as Ziggler beats the clock. And so Ziggler gets to pick what number he wants to enter into the Royal Rumble. In this Sheamus-Wade Barrett match, I'll get a C. But then, after this matchup, Ziggler would go to Vicky's office, and Vicky would tell him, Dolph, you don't get to pick whatever number you want. It's whatever number I say. And Vicky tells Dolph that he gets to pick number 1 or number 2. So this basically defeated the whole beat the clock thing going on here tonight, which is kind of stupid, but I mean, Dolph has his briefcase, so he can become World Heavyweight Champion whenever he wants, and he'll probably cash it in at WrestleMania, in my opinion. So, that was pretty dumb. And then this would lead us to the World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio, taking on Tensai in a squash match. A moonsault would win it for Del Rio. Nothing special. A D, I'll give it. Once again, I don't know if the fans are digging this Del Rio face turn. I myself am a kind of a fan of it, because heel Del Rio was getting kind of stale. So this matchup gets a D because Tensai is just a piece of shit. And then finally, it would be a final promo, I guess you could say. John Cena would basically be talking to the fans, bringing up what they do on Sundays. Didn't really get that at all. He'd ramble on about the Rumble, say he's going to win the Rumble. Then we'd see Sheamus come out, say he's going to win the Rumble for the 2nd year in a row. Then we'd see the primetime players come out, Randy Orton, The Miz, Team Hell No, Cesaro, and then the whole entire WWE roster would come out, and they would just start fighting. A preview of what we will be seeing this Sunday, January 27th, with the main event probably be the Rumble match itself, but another key matchup that they've been promoting. Of course, you guys already know this. The Rock versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Now, tonight's Raw was just a tad better than Raw 20 last week. Raw 20, I gave a D. This one, I'll give a D+. The wrestling was a little better, and the promos were better. It may be a C-, but you know what? I'm a hard grader, so I'm going to give it a D+. So like and subscribe to my channel. I come out with Raw previews, Raw reviews, pay-per-view predictions, rumors, and sometimes WWE figure searches in the stores. And follow me on Twitter at letstalk_WWE. And get ready for my Royal Rumble predictions. They will be coming out soon. Take it easy.